As you know, I have not shied away from the Benedict question. There is a position right now held by thousands of people called the Beneplenist position, meaning Benedict, Benny, fills the seat of St. Peter. They believe that when Pope Benedict XVI issued his declaratio of his abdication, it was invalid. Why was it invalid? Well, I've had the likes of Dr. Ed Maza, who has evolved his position, and maybe it's time to have Dr. Maza back on. But he and others have stated that in the declaratio of 2013, Pope Benedict XVI resigns the ministerium of St. Peter, the papacy, but not the munus. These are Latin words. Ministerium, as you can tell, means ministry. Munus, however, is a bit more complicated. It doesn't have something in English that we can latch onto or compare it to. Munus refers, of course, to the office of the papacy. So you could imagine there's the ministry, which isn't always exercise. Like, for example, when he's asleep, when the Pope's asleep, he's not fulfilling the papal ministry. He's sleeping at 2 a.m., right? But he still has the office. The office is given to him. It's designated by Christ. When Benedict XVI wrote out his Latin, in Latin, thanks be to God, it wasn't in Spanish or contemporary language. He actually wrote it out in Latin. He did not use the Latin term, the canonical used in canon law, to define an ecclesiastical office, in this case, the highest office in the church. And for that reason, many people believe that his abdication in the declaratio is invalid. He did not properly, because of his own substantial error, resign from the papacy, which would mean it would be impossible for there to be another pope because Benedict XVI is still the pope. Archbishop Vigano is calling for an official investigation to look into this topic. It's a movement that has been growing. You might associate it for the past several years with Anne Barnhart. She's been talking about it for a long time. The first time I heard it, I actually listened to Anne's long video about it. I said, I'm not so sure about that. I've studied Latin in college and in grad school. I've taught high school Latin. I'm by no means the best Latinist in the world, but I was, at that time I thought, well, technically there are examples in Latin where ministerium refers to an office like a prime minister, the office of prime minister. So and obviously the papacy is a steward role. It is kind of a prime minister role. I said, well, maybe, do we need to be so concerned, so strict on this? But of course, I've been living through the chaos, the confusion, I'll say it, sacrilege, the idolatry, and the heresy of the current pontificate of Francis Bergoglio. And it's a nightmare.